Very good evening to everyone. I welcome you all for the today's guest lecture on 5 powerful supply chain strategy every engineer must know in 2026. Let us have the pre-introduction about the topic for the today's guest lecture. So in today's program, we are not just talking about supply chain and logistics. We are talking about engineering the supply chain system. The modern supply chain is a system of systems that requires the same rigor you apply to mission design or structural analysis of engineering component. Our goal today is to bridge the gap between the technical capabilities and global operations, fostering innovation through various tools like AI and blockchain technology. We are moving from a just-in-time efficiency model to a just-in-case resilience system design. Let us have the introduction about engineering the supply chain. To architect a future-proof ecosystem, we will focus on the 5 essential pillars. First one is risk management, sustainability, lean principles, digitalization, and supplier collaboration. Here, our primary focus areas remain reducing cost and improving the speed, but always through the lens of managing risk. The main objective of the modern supply chain aims to reduce the unwanted cost and improving the speed, that is nothing but moving the end items quickly to the customer hand by considering the risk assessment within the system. Now let us see what are the 5 major strategies in the modern supply chain management system. The first strategy is supply chain risk management. So conceptually, this proactively identifying and mitigating the disruptions before it causes system failure. As engineers approach this through diversification, never relying on a single source, we strategically place inventory buffers as safety stock and use mapping to visualize the entire tier N supplier network. We must account for internal factors like inefficient operations and external factors like natural disasters or uncertain consumer demands. Based on the internal and external disruption, the engineer must approach through diversification more by having multiple supplier sourcing strategy to balance the crisis in the disruption time. The second one is sustainability and green engineering. So sustainability is considered to be the first and primary thing in modern supply chain system. The main purpose of sustainability is to embed eco-friendly practices to reduce carbon footprint within the surrounding. This starts with the design for environment concept, where we optimize product through recycling. We also looked at logistics optimization to reduce energy intensive transport and ensure ethical responsible sourcing. Digital factories help, help us here by monitoring resource usage and optimizing missions for peak energy efficiency. The third strategy is all about lean manufacturing and just-in-time concept. So we have lean and just-in-time concept. The core concept for both the thing is very simple, eliminating the unwanted waste out of the production process. So engineering approach here utilizes value stream mapping to find the bottlenecks and standardized work to ensure consistency. By reducing setup times through single minute exchange die principle that enables us to maintain the smaller product batch sizes. So that is the main important need for today's market demand. Instead of going for a bulk ordering, so it is always best to consider minimum batch size to certain limit. The fourth strategy is about digitalization and end-to-end visibility. Here we use technology to gain real-time insights. This involves IoT sensors for tracking inventory and AI-driven data analytics for demand forecasting. Perhaps most importantly, we use digital twins to simulate the supply chain for scenario planning. These applications are critical across various industries, starting from retail and e-commerce to pharmaceuticals. Last one is strategic supplier collaboration. Our final strategy is strategic supplier collaboration. We must treat supplier as partners, not just cost centers. This means moving from transactional relationship to collaborative one by involving supplier in the R&D stage through co-design and practicing integrated forecasting that leads to drive through true innovation. So these are some of the takeaway for the today's guest lecture session. To summarize the following things, always be resilient enough through risk management, be responsible through sustainability, be efficient by following the lean traditional concept in the business, be visible through digitalization, and be interconnected through effective supplier collaboration. Now we are in the final stage of the lecture. So I mean to say that the engineers of today, 2026, they do not just simply build products, they architect the ecosystem that sustain them very well. By mastering the above five strategies, we can ensure that the business operations are future proof in nature. Thank you for your engagement today. I hope these insights empower you a lot to contribute effectively to the future of supply chain excellence. Before I move on from the session, I would like to give a quote based on the competitive challenges and technological advancement. With respect to the today's recent scenario, there are a lot of things are grooming slowly in the industrial landscape. So everyone must familiarize with all the following five basic strategies in modern supply chain, such as agility, digital integration, sustainability, risk management, and customer-centric operation. It is not only valuable and most important essential thing every engineer must have within themselves. Thank you once again, and I look forward to connect with you for subsequent future learning sessions. Have a great day. Thank you again.